What's up, everybody? It's your boy Red Warrior here with another video, and this review is a bit overdue, I will admit. Sorry for the long wait, but I finally am taking the time to do a brief review of my experience with Warhammer 40k Space Marine 2. I gotta say, I was not expecting a whole lot from this game. I don't know anything about the Warhammer universe, so when I saw this game pop up and I just saw it and I was like, okay, it's another Warhammer 40k game. It's whatever, because there's so many like genres that Warhammer has taken inspiration from and put games in. I never really knew where to start when it concerns the Warhammer 40k universe. I never was exposed to Warhammer as a kid. I know nothing about Warhammer. So when I saw this game for the first time, it piqued my interest because I like action games, but also my favorite type of genre is third-person shooters. I don't know how else to say it. This game's amazing, just for as it is. And this is coming from somebody who absolutely knows nothing about Warhammer 40k. It's actually because of this game I actually started looking into Warhammer lore. So big shout out to the channel called More Lore. This guy here solely focuses on Warhammer lore. Ever since the game came out, I wanted to learn more about the Space Marine chapters, their Primarchs, the Great Crusade, and the Horus Heresy. And I really wanted to get into the lore of Warhammer a little bit. And if you are like me and you're trying to find your footing, this is a great channel to start. I really like this guy. I think he deserves a lot more attention. He puts a lot of effort and all around passion for his videos, so a big shout out to this guy. Space Marine 2 is an homage to a simpler time of video games back in the 360 era. This game has it all when it concerns simplicity. It has a campaign, which is co-op with friends. It has a PvE operations mode, and on top of that, it has a very simple but fun multiplayer, in my opinion. There's not a whole lot going on with the multiplayer. It's very straightforward. It's got 3 maps and 3 modes, so nothing really too special, I would have to say, but it does the job for me. I think it's a good side mode. But really, the big part of the content around this game is the campaign, the operations, and of course, I think another big one is the customization for your Space Marine. The customization for your Space Marine is on par, if not better, in my opinion, than Halo Reach. Yes, I said it, and I know a lot of people are going in the comments going to barrage me, so that's okay. The customization for Space Marine 2 just took what Halo Reach had and just built upon what was already established. I think the game overall, yes, it is simple, but the main thing that I enjoy out of it is just fun. It is just a thrill ride through and through. I've yet to get bored playing this game. It's an absolute circus. I don't know what else to say. I'm just having a blast, man. You can't really break this game down to its like fundamentals or whatever. It's not one of those games where you take an analytical eye and just say, oh yeah, and the character progression is, oh, he feels like he's being tested by his wits, and he shall overcome his circumstances. No, it's none of that. There's none of that in this. Like, this is as simple gets. I highly recommend this game to anybody who's a fan of third-person shooters, who loves like just good old hack and slash, bloody, gory, just all around bombastic action. And of course, to the Warhammer 40k fans, this is your game. This is your type of universe. And that's what I love about what Saber Interactive is doing. Saber Interactive, the studio behind Space Marine 2, is not trying to cater to a larger audience. Wow, surprise, surprise, some other studios could take notes. So what this studio is doing, Saber, is catering to the core fans. That is what this game is doing, first and foremost, and that is all you need to do. You do not need to cater to a larger audience just to make a good game. This is what Warhammer 40k Space Marine 2 does so well. It introduces you to a universe that is just so over the top, you know nothing about it, but you're just having a blast inside of this universe. Now, I will say this, the campaign overall, I'm going to be straight with you. This campaign does not hold your hand through any lore whatsoever. You're just going in blind, okay? If you know nothing about Warhammer, well, strap in, buddy, because you're just going to be here for the ride, because that's what this game is. You're just in for the ride, and it is a hell of a ride to join. It doesn't, you know, branch off. There's not many, if there are any at all, branching paths to choose from. No choice space, no, chosen dialogue or whatever. It's a campaign and story mode first. It's a co-op shooter first, and it's a multiplayer dead last. It's a simple redemption story, all in all. You play the role of a character named Captain Demetrius Titus. Yeah, I think that's right. Yeah, Demetrius Titus. And you are a member of the Death Watch. Now, if you don't know what the Death Watch is, here's what I managed to sum up with it. They're a very elite special forces group. They are like the elite of the elite when it comes to Warhammer chapters, I guess you could say, but they're not really a chapter themselves. They're more like like I said, they're a special forces unit, and what they are is a quote-unquote, I say this term loosely, they are a quote-unquote chapter made up of different Space Marines from other chapters. So the Death Watch is literally these elite soldiers that sign up to be in this group. Now, there's also these members of the Death Watch that are called Black Shields. And what a Black Shield is a member of the Death Watch that is serving a penance. And basically a sentence, if you will. Like a prison sentence. But he's serving his sentence through combat. And one of the things about being a Black Shield is you cannot show your chapter markings. Like, if you see this image here, these Space Marines have their own chapters labeled, where your character has his chapter markings covered. That is who Captain Titus is. He is a Black Shield. And this is all in the first game, by the way, how he came to be a member of the Death Watch. He apparently was accused of corruption, and this is what he has to go through. And it isn't until he is killed in combat, brought back to life, basically. I say killed in combat, but he was basically on the cusp of death. And instead of having the rank of captain anymore, he is now down to the rank of lieutenant. So he has to work his way through the ranks, and he has to earn the trust of his squad, which is Gadriel and Chiron. So Gadriel and Chiron, they don't accept Titus with open arms, and they are very uncomfortable with him. Campaign is a very simple campaign. It's a campaign or a story about redemption, honor. Now, honestly, I make it sound like it's a very mediocre story. It's not. It is a very good story, and I absolutely love the cinematics, the art design. I absolutely love how huge and gigantic and how largely scaled everything is in this game. It is a beautiful game. I may not understand Warhammer lore, and I get that, but what I do understand is how awesome this world is and how beautiful it can be. And I'm so glad our boy Henry Cavill is moving forward with the Warhammer 40k TV show that's coming to Amazon. Good job, Cavill. Thank you so much. We are absolutely excited about it. I'm super excited about it. Now that I've been catching up on my Warhammer lore, I'm actually very excited about this universe and what he can bring to the big screen. So yeah, looking forward to that. But overall, I have to say that the Warhammer lore, it's very complex. It is not something you can just get into and say, oh yeah, I understand everything. It's not Star Wars. I'm just going to say it right now. You approach Warhammer 40k with the mindset of how you would approach Star Wars, nah, you're not going to get any of it. You might as well just go back reading the Marvel encyclopedia or whatever. because you're not going to understand it at all. I mean, I'm still not understanding of hardly anything. I just know some Space Marine chapters and I know some Primarchs, and I'm starting to learn more about the weapons and their origins, like the bolt gun and everything. So there's a lot to break down with the Warhammer lore. So I'm not going to play around, and I'm sure it's not going to say, oh, I know things. No, I don't. And I'm just like, I'm just here for the ride. Take me home, country road. The Warhammer 40k Space Marine 2 is a video game that is built up with so much passion and so much like love for the universe that it's pretty obvious what these people have done with this game. This game is a absolute ride and a half. It is a roller coaster. The thing is, anyone can pick up this game and have a good time. There is no way you would not be able to have a good time with this game. It's fun, it's bombastic, it's brutal, it's everything that you want from a hack and slash beat 'em up game. It's so good. So Space Marine 2 just got a new patch recently for the Dark Angels chapter, and it got a new operation mode, of course, with some other quality of life fixes and customization options. And I cannot wait to try it out. I haven't played the new operation yet, and I haven't hit up the Dark Angels cosmetics yet. So I can't wait to try that out and see what they have in store. I'm super excited. I can't wait to see what the studio has planned for next year. This just looks like a wild ride, and I'm all for it. So, and apparently if you look at the roadmap here, they're also going to be introducing a horde mode, which this game would definitely benefit from a horde mode. They're also going to be introducing PvE ranking. So basically the second half of this roadmap is going to be just majority of content releases. Of course, they'll still do quality of life changes and stuff like that, but for the most part, it looks like they're going to be just doing a bunch of content drops, because this year was very slow on content wise in terms of like new like operations and stuff. They only released 2 operations, and it looks like that they're going to be focusing a lot more on content release for the game starting next year. This game absolutely deserves the praise for everything that it's done and brought to the table. Space Marine 2, I think, in my opinion, is the best video game adaptation to the universe of Warhammer. Space Marine 1 was a cult classic released in 2011, but it was so overshadowed by so many games like Skyrim, Batman Arkham City, Portal, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. It was just buried beneath the earth in terms of like video games. And I don't think it really got its foot off even post Space Marine 1. Space Marine 2 brings that to light, brings this universe to light in a way that it appeals to both, you know, casuals like myself, but also first and foremost to Warhammer fans. And that's what it comes down to, is appealing to your core audience and bringing what they love about Warhammer onto a video game platform. And Saber Interactive hit the nail on the head. Like, they really did a good job. So thank you, Saber, for the great game. Can't wait to see what you guys have for next year for the new content release. I'm really looking forward to that horde mode. And I'm also looking forward to seeing what they released right now. Like I said, I haven't tried the new update yet. I'm about to try it out now. If you want to see a video of that, let me know in the comments down below. But also, let me know what you think of Warhammer 40k Space Marine 2. Alright guys, so that's going to be it for me. I absolutely love doing this review. I know it's been overdue for a while, but I think it was just, I didn't know how to do a review for this game because I was so out of depth in this universe. So I'm very glad to get this out for what it is. And yeah, dude, this game is just too awesome. I recommend it. The money's worth it. I'm enjoying it, and I can't get enough of it. So with that being said, to finish off, I just want to let you know that the series I'm working on is going to be debuting next or this coming Monday, and I'll be giving you guys a heads up on what it is, and I think you guys will be pleasantly surprised. I can't wait to debut it myself, and yeah, looking forward to it. And what's also cool is I've also decided to put a face cam up for it, because I think think after Space Marine 2, I think we could use a little bit of a facelift. You always like seeing my face, don't you? Anyway, you guys have a good one. I'll catch you all in the next video. This was Red Warrior, signing out. Peace.